Tonight, these three teams compete on Academic Challenge. Brought to you by the Illuminating Company. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Lou Maglio.
Good luck, everybody. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Academic Challenge, where tonight teams from Beaumont School of Cleveland Heights, Orange High School of Pepper Pike, and Poland High School are competing in our 29th year. And we begin tonight's match with the lightning round. Teams in this round, you'll compete in a visual free-for-all. The first team to ring in will be recognized. The right answer gets you 10 points, but we'll take away 10 points for an incorrect answer or failure to reply. Each team will start tonight's match with 100 points. And now the lightning round. Now in this round, teams, all of your answers should begin with the letter L. All answers here begin with the letter L. The wingless form of a newly hatched insect. Orange.
Larvae.
Correct. Old movie comedian, partner of Oliver, we have Poland.
Laurel.
Yes. Elfin creatures from Irish folklore. Beaumont.
Leprechaun.
Right. This country borders Vietnam. Orange.
Laos.
Yes. The Minotaur was held in this structure. Orange.
Labyrinth.
Right. In Hamlet, he is the son of, we have Beaumont.
Laertes.
Right. A Tibetan monk is called by this, we have Poland. Any attempts here? Poland.
Sorry.
All right. The answer is llama. Llama. The final meal shared by Jesus, we have Poland.
The Last Supper.
Correct. A large spotted jungle cat. Orange.
Leopard.
Yes. Washington Irving's story about Ichabod Crane. Beaumont.
Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
That's correct, and that'll do it for the lightning round. We'll be back with the electronic challenge round and meet our team members in just a moment. But first, a few words about our Super Bowl scoreboard. At the end of the season, the three teams with the highest scores are back to compete in the Academic Challenge Super Bowl. Those three teams will each receive a new Apple Macintosh Classic computer for their schools. The computers are provided by Holcomb's Educational Materials Stores. Before we continue with more questions, let's have a look at the schools that are competing in our program tonight. Beaumont School, celebrating 50 years in Cleveland Heights, is a Catholic all-girls high school of excellence, says math teacher Carolyn Lindstrom, back to her third season as advisor. Seven-time Ohio State track champions, Beaumont women experience a broad college preparatory curriculum, including a nationally recognized art program and award-winning science program. Orange High School of Pepper Pike boasts an excellent student-teacher ratio with 750 students and 100 faculty members. Robert Hastings, an English instructor, is in his 6th year as advisor to the Academic Challenge team. He tells us the school boasts an excellent marching band and drama club, and the school is especially proud of being awarded the U.S. Department of Education Award of Excellence in 1991. President Clinton's White House Communications Director, George Stephanopoulos, is an Orange graduate. Poland Seminary High School, located near Youngstown, is proud of its speech program, whose first coach was President William McKinley. Math teacher Jackie Crittenden, the team advisor for Poland Seminary for the past 2 years, says the award-winning 225-member marching band received superior ratings in District 5 competition, and that it recently performed at the Toronto Sky Dome for the Toronto Argonauts football team. Now it's time for our first electronic challenge round. In this round, each team will have 6 questions. Each question is worth 10 points. Plus, we have a bonus question on the board tonight. Any team that lands on that bonus square will receive 1 additional question. A correct answer there earns 20 points. There are no penalties in this round. Okay, let us meet the students from team number 1. We have Beaumont, Marion Fairman, a senior, as a National Merit finalist and hopes to attend the University of Chicago. She's co-editor of the yearbook and enjoys writing poetry. Junior, Susie Lutchen, is a member of the National Honor Society, Junior Council on World Affairs and Latin and Spanish clubs. She enjoys babysitting in her spare time. Sarah Gage, a junior, likes running, reading, and studying history. She's a member of the cross-country and track teams at Beaumont. Marion Fairman, you are the captain, and the lights are spinning. Your job is to push down your yellow button, which you have, and you have landed on you pick. Listen carefully now as I run through the possible categories for you. We have sports, famous people, time and place, trivia, math, literature, and history. Which one of those categories do you want to play?
Literature.
All righty. A mystery entitled A Study in Scarlet was not about Scarlett O'Hara, but about what British sleuth created by Arthur Conan Doyle.
Sherlock Holmes.
Right. Choice here. In the first line of her poem, There is no frigate like a book, Emily Dickinson utilizes what poetic figure of speech? Simile, an apostrophe, or a symbol?
Simile.
Right. Pigs are big in Orwell's Animal Farm, but it's Piggy who has a major role in what novel by William Golding?
Lord of the Flies.
Correct. In Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice, Portia is a rich heiress, but in his Julius Caesar, Portia is the wife of what character to whom Caesar said, et tu?
Brutus.
Yes, that's correct. Ian Fleming created James Bond, but the fictional Henry Fleming appears in what Civil War story by Stephen Crane?
Red Badge of Courage.
Correct. Banished for life from his native city of Florence because of his political activities, what 13th and 14th century Italian lived in other Italian cities while he wrote the Divine Comedy?
Dante.
Dante is correct. And Beaumont, a good round for you. You've got 190 points. Now we move along to Orange High School. Michael Weingrad, a senior, is a member of the speech and debate team at Orange. He's quite an outdoorsman and enjoys rock climbing and hiking in his spare time. Junior Veena Shankaran is involved with both the National Honor Society and the debate team. Her interests include playing lacrosse and the piano. Dennis Yang, a senior, hopes to attend Cornell University after graduating. He's a member of the Model UN and debate team and enjoys playing tennis and golf. Mike, you're the captain. Push down that yellow button for us, Mike. You, too, land on You Pick. This doesn't happen very often, so again, I'll run down the categories you can select from. Sports, famous people, time and place, trivia, math, and history. Which one of those would you like?
Math.
Math, okay. What is the value of -5 to the third power?
Negative 125.
Correct. If 7/10 of x is 35, what is x?
50.
50 is correct. If a line joining the midpoints of the two legs of a right triangle is 5 inches long, how long is the hypotenuse of the right triangle? We need an answer here, Orange.
15.
No, the answer there is 10. Bob bought a pound of candy and divided it evenly among 4 friends. How many ounces did each friend receive?
4 ounces.
Yes. If a 5-foot pole casts a 30-foot shadow, what is the length of a shadow cast by a 7-foot pole standing beside it?
42.
Yes. A square has an area of 225. What is the measure of a side? Need an answer here, Orange?
15.
15 it is, and you've got 190 points. And now Poland. Team captain Kent Allen, a senior, is a member of the tennis and golf teams. He lists science as one of his interests, and he plans to major in material science in college. Heather Malamasura is a senior, is a member of the Latin and Science and high-tech clubs. Her interests include reading, acting, and current events. She also wants to major in pre-law in college. Senior Mike Thompson is a member of the marching band, debate team, and the drama club. He enjoys camping, bicycling, and reading in his spare time. He plans to major in pre-law and political science in college. Kent, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. Push down that red thing, and I can't believe this is the first ever, I do believe, all 3 teams get You Pick. All right, listen carefully. Here's what's left for you. We have sports, famous people, time and place, trivia, and history.
History.
Okay, history it is. Although he was by profession a Methodist minister, Germain Lugen was also a conductor for what sort of railroad that helped escaping slaves before the Civil War?
The Underground Railroad.
Yes. Today, such activities would bring the Treasury men on the run, but the American states were once permitted to print their own money under what weak predecessor of our Constitution?
The Articles of Confederation.
Correct. It was only at the close of the 19th century that Japan mustered a national army independent of what powerful feudal class of warriors?
Samurai.
Samurai it is. Choice here, anticipating the 1572 St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. You might have fled from France if you were a member of what persecuted religious group?
Huguenots.
Yes. One man with lots of know-how was Elias Howe, who invented what labor-saving machine in 1846? Any attempts here, Poland? That was the sewing machine. And finally, Andrew Rowan's famous message to Garcia advising him that the United States was preparing to enter into war was delivered during what 1898 conflict?
The Spanish-American War.
Spanish-American War it is. In Poland, you've got 160 points. And we'll be back with our Picture Perfect round right after this message from the Illuminating Company.
Students appearing on tonight's show will receive a photograph of their team as they appear on the show and an Academic Challenge t-shirt. In addition, the winners of tonight's show will receive a special plaque commemorating their victory.
And welcome back to Academic Challenge. Now, teams, it's time for our second electronic challenge round. In this round, each question is worth 20 points, and there are 6 questions. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly will gain 25 bonus points. Lights are again in motion for team number 1, which is Beaumont. Marion, as the captain, you know what you need to be doing, and you have pressed down literature. Here we go. The philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau said that the first book a young lad should read is what popular novel about a desert island castaway written by Daniel Defoe?
Treasure Island?
No, Robinson Crusoe. Although there is a town of Eloy in Arizona, you'll find a fictional Eloy and Morlocks in what H.G. Wells' story concerning an intercentury travel device.
Time Machine?
Time Machine it is, yes. Poetically speaking, love's labors are lost in Shakespeare, but what heavenly spot is lost in the title of a major work by John Milton?
Paradise.
Paradise Lost. Shakespeare considered comparing his love to a summer's day, but Robert Burns actually did compare his love with what red flower?
Rose.
Rose. My love is like a red, red rose. Studies in Words was the title of a scholarly book by what 20th century British writer whose stories about Narnia sold a lot more copies?
C.S. Lewis.
That is correct. The Moonstone, subject of a Wilkie Collins mystery novel, is what specific kind of gem the hardest found in nature?
Diamond.
Diamond it is. In Beaumont, you've got 320 points. Now it's Orange's turn. Mike Weingrad, you know what to do. Push that yellow button for us there. Mike, you two land on literature. Already been selected, so we'll put the lights in motion again and try it again. This time you land on, you pick. Here are your categories. We have Says Who, Geography, all the same, Potluck, Letter Perfect, History, Science, and Energy. Which one of those would you like?
Science and Energy.
All righty. We begin with a choice of the following substances. Which one is normally acidic? Ammonia, baking soda, or vinegar?
Vinegar.
Yes. Choice, Avogadro's law hypothesizes that equal volumes of gases at equal pressures contain equal numbers of which of these? Electrons, protons, or molecules?
Molecules.
That's correct. Choice, which of the following was used by Madame Curie to detect the presence of radioactive material? Electroscope, Geiger counter, or oscilloscope?
Geiger.
No, electroscope. Choice again, will hot water usually dissolve more, less, or about the same amount of table salt as cold water?
More.
More it is. Choice of the following, which identifies an endocrine gland of vertebrates that is situated in the neck region? Ribosome, thyroid, or pancreas?
Thyroid.
Thyroid it is. Choice, which of the following terms refers to structures in the cytoplasm where energy-releasing reactions appear to occur? Vacuoles, cilia, or mitochondria?
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria it is. In Orange, you've got 310 points. And now Poland. Kent Allen, your yellow button, please. You land on the category of Says Who. I lift my lamp beside the golden door isn't a line spoken by Aladdin, but one written by Emma Lazarus in a poem commemorating what towering lady in New York Harbor?
Statue of Liberty.
Right. Lights on the canals are like gold caterpillars was a comment about what glittering canal crossed capital city of Holland.
Amsterdam.
Correct, Mike. Before beginning the first story in my new book, please check with your cardiologist, said Alfred Hitchcock, meaning you should see what kind of doctor.
A heart doctor?
Heart doctor it is, Heather. She wears her clothes as if they were thrown on with a pitchfork, was a description of a woman by what author whose most fashionable book is Gulliver's Travels?
Jonathan Swift.
Correct. The peace process was a phrase first used extensively in the 1970s by what U.S. Secretary of State who was born in Germany and who served in the Nixon and Ford administrations?
Henry Kissinger.
Yes. I am dying with the help of too many physicians. Those were the dying words of what ancient Macedonian conqueror?
Alexander.
Alexander the Great is correct. Bonus points for you, Poland, because you got every question right, and you've got 290 points. And we'll be back for a final grab bag round right after we watch this. Before we continue with our final competition of the evening, let's take another look at the ladder on our Super Bowl scoreboard. In first place right now is Solon with 585, then Cleveland Heights with 575, and Marlington with 565. Teams, these are the scores you need to beat to appear in our Super Bowl program. Now, before we go to the grab bag round, I will recap the scores for you, and it's a very close match. Right now with 310 points, we have Orange. With 315 points, Poland. Leader so far with 320 points, Beaumont. In the grab bag, teams gain 20 points for each correct answer. Mr. Fail to answer, and 20 points are deducted. Also tonight, teams will have some visual questions for you. Okay, here we go with the grab bag round. The superconductive quantum interference device is used for measuring magnetic fields. The acronym of this device's long name identifies what ocean creature. With 10, we have Orange. Pass or play here, Orange?
Sonar?
No, looking for squid. The 51st Congress that passed the Sherman Antitrust Act also voted the first federal budget in excess of what 10-figure number? We have Poland.
1 billion.
1 billion it is, yes. Someone seeking employment is usually asked for references. What fictional governess might list her former employers as? The Banks family. We have Beaumont.
Mary Poppins.
That is correct. Check your monitors on this one, teams. This is the famed floating market that flourishes on the canals of what capital city of Thailand? Poland.
Bangkok.
Yes. One of the best-known stories by science fiction writer Theodore Sturgeon also features his shortest title, what two-letter, neuter, third-person pronoun? Orange.
It.
It is correct. If an auto can travel 80 miles on 5 gallons of gas, how far can it travel on 8 gallons? We have Beaumont. Need an answer here, Beaumont?
128.
128 it is, yes. Theory of continental drift includes an epoch in which land masses called Gondwanaland included India, South America, and what second largest continent? Beaumont.
Africa.
Africa it is. Check your monitors again, teams. This Jasper Johns work has as its title what C-initialed insect that comes swarming out of the ground every 17 years? Beaumont. Need an answer here, Beaumont? Need an answer?
Caterpillar?
No, cicada. Brigham Young University collected and donated 40,000 books for the libraries of what Eastern European country where the Ceausescu regime was overthrown in 1989? We have Poland.
Romania.
Yes. Few people seem to take heart from the proclamation that the 1990s are the decade of what body organ that includes the cerebellum and the medulla? We have Orange.
Brain?
Yes. Verdigris is a green rust on copper, but ambergris is a waxy substance that comes from what largest sea? We have Beaumont.
Whale.
Whale it is. Taos Pueblo was built over 900 years ago from what A-initialed material? That's a mixture of Orange.
Adobe.
Adobe is correct. In the music drama Assassins by Stephen Sondheim, actor Jonathan Hattery portrayed Charles Guiteau, who was the assassin of what 20th president of the United States? Beaumont.
James Garfield.
Garfield it is, yes. Choice here in the chemistry lab, the Marsh test is used to identify what poisonous element? Fluorine, arsenic, or alum? We have Orange.
Arsenic.
Arsenic it is, yes, at 5% simple interest per year. What is the return on $240 in 1 year? Beaumont. Go ahead, Beaumont. Need an answer?
$12.
$12 it is, and that'll do it. Match. Now let's take a look at our final scores for tonight. We have in third place with 370 points, Orange. Second place, 375 points, Poland, our champion tonight with 420 points. Congratulations to Beaumont. Please stand up. Now let's take a look at our Super Bowl scoreboard and see if tonight's winner has a big enough score to win a place for itself on the ladder. 420. You come up short, but a very, very good competitive match tonight. Now be sure to catch Academic Challenge next week when teams from Ravenna, Tuslaw, and St. Edwards will be competing. Meantime, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time for the next edition of Academic Challenge. Good night.
Academic Challenge has been brought to you by the Illuminating Company.